What happens to the days no one sees anymore? When the children walk their own paths and old friends stop picking up the phone, time begins to slip like wet sand through tired fingers. The noise of the world fades, and in its place settles a dense kind of silence, a form of eternity that doesn't roar, but whispers. This is where the final crossing begins, not the one found in books or religion, but the crossing of presence, slow, unwitnessed, where every gesture is a secret farewell. In the half-light of the room, an old clock marks the hour with almost disrespectful slowness. The walls do not reply, and yet something pulses, the sound of the days that remain. They do not shout, but they are alive. What do we do with them? How do we turn loose hours into silent eternity? There is a subtle pact between what has been and what still breathes, and that pact demands an honest question. What still wants to be born from me, even at twilight? A forgotten cup on the table still warm, the afternoon sun resting tenderly on wrinkled hands, the unexpected visit of a memory, childhood in your grandmother's backyard, the scent of soap, the freedom of running without aim. These images return not to wound, but to be seen. Because perhaps in the end, finding meaning in the days that remain is not about doing something new, but about seeing anew, gathering the fragments of what was lived and offering them an altar. Have you felt that emptiness that isn't pain, but space? A wide field where the soul can finally rest, or be remade? There is a field behind the house where time has stopped. The grass grew slow and wild, covering the path of once familiar steps. What was once solid ground is now risky terrain, twisted roots, hidden holes, thorns that rose without permission, and yet you once ran there. That field held your childhood like a soft cradle, the sound of bare feet on dirt, the smell of sweat and sun. Now, when you look from the window, the trail is gone. It vanished because no one walks it anymore. So it is with certain parts of the soul. When days pile up without visitors, without clear purpose, the spirit becomes like that field, still fertile, but forgotten. Seeds remain, but who kneels to plant them? Who dares to feel the weight and grace of standing alone before such vast, useless possibility? You wake up and no one is waiting. No urgent tasks, no voices from the next room. Just the echo of your own footsteps on the wooden floor, a sound once dismissed, but now undeniable. Proof that you are still here, alive, even if unnecessary. And yet, there is something noble in this uselessness, like an empty chair on the porch that still holds the shape of someone long gone, like the scent of old letters still living in the drawer. What remains carries a dignity only time understands. But do we recognize it? At a certain point in life, the mirror begins to fog from the inside. It's not steam from the shower or dust from neglect. It's something else, a slow forgetting of the self. You look in, and what stares back is no longer a person, but a faded echo of who you once were. The eyes are yours, but the spark behind them seems to have moved. The mirror no longer answers with that silent affirmation. Yes, you're here, and the world still sees you. Because the world no longer sees. No one notices when you enter a room. No one mentions what you used to do so well. Your story has become a footnote in other people's conversations, and there is pain there, but not the screaming kind. It's diffuse, like a weak bulb trying to illuminate a memory. It's the cost of having lived long enough to become landscape. Still, every morning you rise, slowly but intact. You brush your teeth. You fold your clothes. You make the coffee. There's a liturgy in survival known only to eyes that have been forgotten. And in that, there is dignity. Not the kind that earns applause, but the kind etched into repetition, quiet, private. The mirror no longer needs to reflect what others see. Perhaps now it serves as a frame for the invisible, a window you open for yourself, not to check your face, but to bear witness to the one who remains inside, the one who survived their own disappearance. There's a secret room where all your unsaid words are kept. It sits behind the chest, down a narrow corridor no one walks. Inside are stored the sentences you swallowed out of fear, the silences that stretched for decades, the apologies that never crossed your lips, loves that never became letters, angers that never became cries, gratitudes that never found the right moment. All of it is there, carefully stacked, as if someone might one day open those drawers and read your soul in silence. But no one is coming. And what do you do with that invisible archive? There's a deep ache in knowing so much of you died without ever touching the world. Like a handwritten book no one ever read. Like a song whispered only to the pillow. The legacy left unfulfilled weighs more than absence, because it was here, ready and never released. You ask yourself, what if I had said it? What if I had written it? What if I had cried in front of them, even without permission? The questions echo in that archive like lonely footsteps in an old basement. Time, that old archivist, keeps turning the pages, even if no one reads them. And yet there is a fragile possibility that those unsaid words still breathe. Perhaps the meaning of the days that remain is hidden there, not in changing the world, but in retrieving what was left behind, in whispering inward what was never given outward. Because sometimes meaning isn't in being heard, but in finally hearing yourself. And then you understand. The days that remain are not leftovers. They are invitations. Each one a candle lit before an invisible altar. Not the altar of great achievements or names carved in stone, but a quieter altar, built from simple gestures, tending a forgotten plant, watching sunlight filter through the curtain, writing a letter even if no one reads it. This is where time bends. When everything seems to have lost its purpose, another kind of eternity begins. Not the one that lasts forever, but the kind that fits entirely inside a moment. Because there is something eternal in making tea with care, in remembering someone and sending them peace in thought, in sitting quietly, eyes closed, and giving thanks for what still pulses. Perhaps this is the true legacy. Not what we leave to the world, but what we retrieve from ourselves before we go. You are the only witness these hours require, and that is enough. The mirror no longer needs to show, the field no longer needs to be walked, the archive no longer needs to be read. It is enough to be present, holy, before the altar of now. Because now is the last sacred place, and every gesture within it holds more meaning than all future promises. I exist. And in the end, that is everything. If you've made it this far, take a simple ritual step. Close your eyes for a breath. Feel the soft weight of your own presence. Sense time moving inside you, not as threat, but as offering. There are days that still wait for you, not to be conquered, but to be held. Let each one become a silent offering. In the comments write, "My altar is now," or "I reclaim what still breathes." And if this video touched a quiet place within you, share it with someone who may need to remember that the days that remain still hold eternity. Subscribe to walk this slow path with us. Here, every soul has a place.